You're either all in on this model, or maybe you're building with another. You're either speed, or is it security? Or you're AWS AI. Don't pick a side. Pick them all. AWS AI is how.
You're probably multitasking right now, right? Commuting, working out, crossing things off your list. Worth asking when check in on yourself landed on it. Grow makes the booking part fast. The rest is between you and a therapist who actually gets it. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/start now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/start now. growtherapy.com/start now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Join me, Monica Reinagel, for a live taping of the Nutrition Diva podcast in Washington, D.C. On Wednesday, August 19th, we are gathering at the beautiful Friends of the National Arboretum to dive into the science of hydration. We're kicking the evening off with a sunset yoga session, followed by the live podcast recording and an open Q&A. So bring your most burning nutrition and hydration questions. Come for the yoga, come for the show, or do both. A huge thanks to our friends at Liquid IV for making this night possible and keeping us hydrated all evening long. Spots are limited. Grab yours and RSVP now at nutritiondivadc.com.
Welcome to episode 112 of Winging It. Where to start? Now, Sam Hesketh, it has been a long time since the last pod.
It has.
We had grand plans over the summer, which once again did not come to fruition. And so the last podcast we did was post-Conference League victory.
Yeah.
Good job is there's not much to catch up on.
It's been pretty quiet, hasn't it? I think, to be fair, I think we've just heard Brennan Johnson's best act as a Palace player was screeching Eagles at us.
Indeed, we'll get into Brennan Johnson later. We are sans Alberts for show one of the season.
Mm-hmm. We are.
Bit iffy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, start as you mean to go on. Make an effort on the first one.
I mean, he's left the country for a few months. It's a really inconspicuous part of the world.
Yeah. So he tells us.
Yeah, exactly.
Although going by some of the photos he's sending us, who knows where he is.
Yeah, but he's away for work. So we've got some logistics to play around with this season because he's living in a time zone that's 2 hours ahead of us. So we'll figure that out over the course of the season. I think he's back by Christmas anyway. But we'll figure it out. If not, send your applications in to be his temporary replacement, and we'll field them all. So I know where I'm going to start though, on Palace winning another trophy.
Yeah,
Darren Ambrose, the downhill Red Bull champion.
Oh, we've gone from nothing in the trophy cabinet, the champion of Iran and a share certificate, and now we've got soapbox downhill champion.
Unreal. Smashed it.
We just can't stop.
I thought that was going to be distraction away from the fact that the stadium renovation was going to be delayed again, but it's not. It's legitimately happening.
Absolutely mad. I don't know if it was confirmed whether his downhill run ended up with him smashing into the buildings to begin the work. Yeah, Matt. I mean, you would have seen it. I haven't been to the shop in a while, but I'm seeing pictures on Twitter where it's gone from just demolishing some houses to actual stuff being constructed. Yeah.
So in the now half of the Sainsbury's car park we have, what will be hospitality for a couple of years is now an actual structure. The building is up and they're already putting in fittings and stuff like that. So that looks like it's going to be ready in time for the season. Lovely, beautiful view over more construction, basically, for hospitality this season.
Big mound of dirt. There you go.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, dirt's very expensive, as we found out from doing the tours around the youth academy. I'm still waiting for one there.
Yeah, that's true.
Although saying that, for what the bricks worth, everyone's had to come and collect their bricks from the main stand because that's been taken down.
Yeah.
Did you have one up there?
I didn't. But yeah, I can't believe that we're actually making moves on the main stand. Very weird. I didn't think I'd see the day.
Well, maybe we just needed to wait to get John Textor out of the club. Where is he?
Gentlemen, you played a good game. It's not your fault, but this is fucking corruption.
I mean, the latest Textor news is that he's been funding personal debts by selling players from Botafogo to Nottingham Forest. Unbelievable.
I mean, we've already rinsed Albert, and now we've had our first Textor mention of the first episode of the season. Just every time with him, you think, oh, this is it now. He can't have done anything more stupid or crooked or whatever. He said, hold my beer, hold my skateboard.
Hold my skateboard. Yeah, I mean, it feels like at some point it's just going to end in a prison term. It's just getting worse and worse.
It must. Like every club he's gone to seems to have just gone, well, not us winning trophies, but like massively downhill. They all hate him. I think the only club that loves him is Forest.
So obviously the biggest news of the summer so far has been the appointment of Pierre Sage.
Good pronunciation.
Frenchman in.
Yes.
Keeps our very own Sam Hesketh happy.
Very happy. I'm very happy. I don't care about his record. I was like, I'm in. I'm already in.
What's your thoughts on him so far?
Yeah, good. I actually, I think everyone who listens to this knows that I don't have a life. So this will come as no surprise. But I was watching a lot of highlights of Lens from last season once he was confirmed. Obviously, I don't want to jinx it by watching it before he's confirmed. And it was pretty exciting stuff. Like they look good. So I'm as positive as I will ever be, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I've watched all the friendlies and we seem to be, there are bits and pieces you can see of him that are different to Glasner. Obviously it's the same formation, but different way of playing. And I mean, it might as well be optimistic. You know, he had a very good season last year with Lens. He's come into a good club, I think. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's obviously a really hard act to follow, isn't it? Because we all love what Glasner did. We'll talk about what he's done since, I'm sure. But to follow the guy, the only guy ever who's won something at this football club, is pretty rough. But I think he'll be all right. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, he said all the right things when he came in. You know, wants to carry on the success he's had at Lens as well. He's not coming here just to make up the numbers. Mm-hmm. The talk is all about continuing success and our upward trajectory. So great so far. But I've full on had a summer off of Palace. I've curbed it. I was like, I'm just going to bask in the glory of the Conference League and not worry about all of the who are we signing, who are we not signing, what's Glasner done, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm just like, so I've only switched back on this week a little bit. So
it's a good week to switch back on, to be fair.
No, not a bad one. Of course, Oliver Glasner has taken over at Nottingham Forest. And, you know, there was obviously a lot of questions around what's he done for his legacy at Palace and, you know, that kind of thing. Kind of feel sorry for him that he's ended up there, to be honest. However, an interview's come out in the last 24 hours where he's just constantly saying Mr. Marinakis.
Yeah. He's been washed already.
I think his legacy has been ruined.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of a shame that he went. It's kind of a shame he went there. I made a joke the morning that they fired whatever the other guy was called, Pereira. Is that his name?
Pereira, yeah.
And I was like, the joke will end when they appoint Glasner. And then 3 hours later, I was like, guys, I think I might have fucked this up. Yeah, I mean, as you say, he's already in the Mr. Marinakis boat. So I'm out.
To be fair, I admire Marinakis' commitment to being the villain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he is maybe the pettiest person in the league. So,
and of course, that's been compounded by him now suing Crystal Palace for the banner in the Forest home game last season. What a wonderful headline I read. It was posted in the Lawyer magazine, and I saw someone retweet it who works for the magazine saying, "From my colleague Eve Erskine, Evangelos Marinakis has sued Crystal Palace over a banner displayed at Forest v Palace in August depicting Marinakis holding a gun to head of Morgan Gibbs White." It's just funny to read for starters. And what I really hope, is that we just get a double down from the HF at Forest at home this season with a gun to Glasner's head.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it before we started, but he's sat on that for a year. And now he's just been like, I'm a bit bored. You know, Palace look like they're signing players. Their fans are happy. Let's kick them in the balls. But you'd expect nothing less of him, really, at this point. It's be weird if a month went by without Marinakis doing something pathetic. So that's where we are.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he's just got a really good social media backing behind him. That's just like, you got to stay relevant. you got to keep trending. Yeah, crazy, really. But you know, I was talking to a Brighton mate about this, and I was saying, this isn't too much different from what caused the rivalry between us all those years ago. A lot of stuff that was going on off the field in the hierarchies is part of the reason that we still hate each other like 40 years later.
Yeah.
Can you see it getting to those levels?
Well, the way it's going. I mean, to be fair, we are much like the rivalry with Brighton. We win stuff and they don't. So I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, but there's going to be younger kids, right, who this is going to be their rivalry. Brighton's not going to mean that much to them. So weird.
It is weird.
But then I did find myself going to Forest away last season when I don't really do Northern aways since I've had the kids. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Getting roped in.
I know.
Not to be missed, Palace Forest. It's Selhurst Park's first up this season, isn't it? So I don't think it's that far into the season.
I think
So,
yeah.
Excellent. Right, do you want some transfer news?
I'd love some.
Cool. I've Carl is coming on next week, so that'll be closer to the end of the transfer window and get some more updates in next week. But he's dropped me a little message. So he said, obviously to be announced is Gozo.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Gonzo, who stands in front of me at Selhurst.
No. Or Gozer from the baddie from Ghostbusters, if anyone likes that film.
Very good. And Kalali? I don't know. Kalali.
Yeah.
I mean, what a pair. You said we've got a black Mormon and a Muslim Israeli.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
Perfect. Nothing to see here. Yes, and obviously the Kalali's from Union St. Galais. Galais, is that how you say it? I don't even know how you say that name.
The Tony Bloom Club.
Yeah, which feels weird that he sent him to us. Obviously, found a medical at Inter apparently.
Yeah, I read. I mean, actually, Carl would know this better than me because I'm not particularly an expert on Italian football. But apparently, their medical stuff is like really strict, and he technically failed a medical there. But I read that actually he's fine. So a bit weird, but he's very highly rated, isn't he? So
yeah, you obviously can't with Italy with the rules they have around hearts. It's easy to speculate it might be something to do with the hearts. Don't know. There were some suggestions into fans and kicked off as well because of the whole Muslim Israeli side of things. Don't know, but obviously going to be a nice quiet day around Sellers Park when he is eventually announced. But apparently both are going to take some time to announce just due to work permits, basically. But the understanding is that those are both definitely coming in. But that obviously leaves the question of three right wing backs.
Yeah.
Into one. So you've got to assume that we're trying to, it still feels weird to say that we're trying to get rid of Danny Munoz, but you know, with this, the talk of the town has been squad cost ratio this summer. So with SCR hot on everyone's mind, he's 30 years old. He isn't worth much on our books. So everything we sell him for is going to be a lot of profit that can probably help a lot of other transfers happen. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a weird one. I've read so much about SCR over the summer. I still don't know that I really know what's going on. I'm not in any way accounting-y or mathsy. So, you know, I'll read like paragraphs and paragraphs of someone explaining it. And then I'm like, okay, I understand it. And then the next one says, no, that's wrong. So, but I mean, yeah, like in terms of profit, obviously we bought him for like 6 million or something ridiculous whenever, you know, a couple of years ago. I guess his stock hasn't been higher or probably won't be higher than it is at the moment. So yeah, it's weird because he was such an integral part of how he played under Glasner. Like he really transformed how we were able to play. And I was excited to see the same this year, and we might still. But it certainly looks like bringing in Mingueza and I'm going to say Annan because that's easier to pronounce. Bringing them in to play there, they're both, you know, stats-wise really good as well. And you would imagine they're both not coming in to just sit on the bench. I guess it just depends on who. I mean, the rumours are that I was reading today is that Everton want him, which feels like a weird. I don't know why he'd go there. But if he were to go to, you know, he said he always wants to go to Barca, and I think there were links with other like bigger clubs. Much as I don't want him to go because I like him, I sort of get it.
Yeah, he's gonna have that thing, isn't he, in his mind of, do you want to go to a really big club if it's available, or is this your last big contract in football?
Yeah.
So you want to just go for more money? Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Forest came knocking, to be honest, given how well he's done for Glasner. I think if Forest don't come knocking, could play into suspicions that, you know, since his injury and he come back from injury, there was a bit of a downturn. Definitely took him longer to get back to any sort of like approaching form, but you know, didn't reach the heights that he had been before the injury. So who knows? Maybe, you know, finally just body's starting to fail a little bit. No idea. But you don't. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of Palace fans who are going to be very irate with having a fee in mind that they might expect that we'd get for Danny Munoz versus what we'll actually get for Danny Munoz. Because, you know, you'd like to think it'd be 30 plus million, but for a 30-year-old, I don't think it's going to be that, especially with SCR and all that. Got 20 million quid is probably for a 30-year-old a premium, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're going to have zero resale value, especially if he picks up another injury and those kind of things. So, yeah. But if he does go, that would lead to some significant investment into centre mid and a centre back or two. And if players start to come in those areas, expect to see Lerma to go as well, as his salary is pretty big for someone who's effectively a backup now. So.
Yeah. I mean, Lerma to me is like the quintessential Turkish league signing. You know, he's like 32, 33. Go there. Have a nice time. And I think, I mean, with Lerma, I'd be fine with him going. I completely get that. and he is down the pecking order in like multiple positions now as well, isn't he? So wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, especially now we haven't got the long throw merchant manager. So
there you go.
Well, I don't know actually. He might do. And then one more, Gessan, edging closer to returning. So Villa have been in contact and said they'll accept another loan. So
nice. I'm happy with that. I like him.
Yeah, he played one pre-season for Villa and he was getting caned on socials. They were like putting all his stats up and stuff. But, as we know, clearly doesn't fit their system because whatever Villa fans have said about him is not what we've seen when he's played for Palace. So.
And he feels like, I think we said this at the time, but he feels like a Palacey player, So, yeah, I'd be really happy with him coming in. I think he's good.
Nice. And we have got some players in. Well, first, before we get into new players in, the fantastic news was that Daichi Kamada signed a new contract after having a brilliant World Cup as well.
He did.
Scoring a couple of times, and some great comments around why he decided to stay with Palace instead of going with some big offers he had from Saudi.
Because he likes Morleys?
No, did you not see the stuff with his mum and dad?
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, something along the lines of, no, stay where you are, like a successful club in the Premier League and all of that. It's not about the money.
See, they know.
But he was saying, I wasn't expecting it from my mum and dad. I guess, earn your big bucks, but no, he stays. And
yeah, I was really happy. I was totally. I think when we saw him after full time in Leipzig, it sort of looked like he was sort of saying goodbye. And I think everyone just kind of expected it, especially with Glasner going. You're like, I'd probably follow him to whatever massive club he goes to. Obviously, that didn't happen. But yeah, really happy he stayed. I think he's a brilliant player. And now he's got an international teammate as well coming in.
He has. Wholesome reveal video.
Very wholesome. I liked it.
Although, they're actually doing it in Japanese and then Tomiyasu just coming in and speaking English. I mean, it gives off the impression that they were mates.
Yeah, I think so. I think quite a while ago, they played together in Belgium, didn't they? And they obviously know each other from the national team. But it's funny because there was an interview with Tomiyasu, and I think they asked him about Daichi, and he was like, "Yeah, he's always cracking jokes." I was like, "Is he?" He's kept that quiet.
Maybe that's what the FA Cup final changing room picture actually was, him being funny. It's like, it'd be really funny if I just get in my suit immediately.
Yeah, fair play, because that was very funny. So yeah, I think obviously the big caveat is whether Tomiyasu can stay fit in it, because he's been injured for quite a bit. But I'm not going to do that we're winning everything, but there's 45 minutes that he had against Fulham last Friday. He looks really good. So I think he's, again, big if he can stay fit, I think that's a brilliant free transfer signing. Really, really good.
I enjoyed watching the highlights of that Fulham pre-season where early on Fulham scored a brilliant, well-worked goal, and then we scored two of the scrappiest goals of all time to win 2-1.
The best thing about that was as well, like Palace have been hammering Palace TV or get your Palace Plus subscription or whatever the whole summer. And then the Fulham game started, no one could get on. It was like when you clicked it on the web, it would be like, buy your subscription here. If you tried on the app, it just went black.
Yeah.
So the official account were like individually replying to people with a really dodgy looking link, being like, click this is the stream. And you're like, is it the stream? I don't want to click it. It looks weird. And it ended up it being what it was, the stream. But by that point, we were already losing. So I was like, this is quite Palace in a nutshell.
I mean,
and remember, every match day, we're watching you.
It's Terry Byfield just sending out the link to each individual.
That link is like putting some spyware on your computer.
But yeah, just like you say though, if he can stay fit, it seems like it's a sort of low risk gamble, really. If he does, got a very good player in there. If not, then it's not too much of a commitment. Although part of me did think, did Daichi say you got to sign Tomiyasu and I'll stay?
Yeah, maybe, which is fine. I'm glad we did. And actually, whilst we're talking about it, I will segue into a congratulations for my mate who's a Japanese Palace fan. She got married yesterday. I was at the wedding. So Yuna and Tom got married, both Palace. All of Tom's family is Palace. And after the father of the groom speech, they gave her this year's Palace shirt with her new surname on it. So she's officially part of us. But I was like, imagine coming from Japan, supporting Palace because your partner does, and then all of a sudden you sign 2 Japanese players. Mad. But she's loving it. So she's very happy that they're both here.
All of us marrying foreigners and making them Palace fans.
Yeah.
Join the club, Tom. Welcome in. And the final signing is Mingueza, which again looks like a fantastic signing. Very, very promising player in the Europa League team of the year last season.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. And, did you hear this today? He's a very good piano player as well. If he's anywhere near as good as he plays the piano, then he'll at least be better than Bill Sosa. So
he was playing this piano, if you watch it on Instagram, in a towel. He's just come out of the bath. So hopefully, that he cuts that bit out for the pitch. But yeah, very good.
It was like it fully dressed on the top, and then just a towel on the bottom, which seemed very confusing. But he plays the piano better than Andre Moritz played the crystals. So fair play to him. It will never end, Andre Moritz. It will never end. And then, of course, Dwight McNeil has joined from Everton, with Brennan Johnson going the other way in a hugely controversial transfer, which, some people suggesting that Everton have got the better end of the deal. Some people suggesting that we've both got bum ends of a deal. It's very, very strange considering Brennan Johnson is our second highest transfer fee ever paid, and 6 months later we're swapping him for someone who's 10 months away from the end of his contract and walking away on a free transfer from Everton. So, yeah.
Yeah, it is weird. I'm all right with Johnson going. I'm not going to add to the pile and everyone saying he was shit. But it obviously was not a good 6 months, and if he, obviously it's not his fault, the amount of money we paid for him, but it just didn't work out, did it? And we clearly wanted McNeil because we were linked with him in January, and we went quite far with him in January, and then obviously binned him off, as people know from the subsequent Instagram post by his partner. I think it's just paying that sort of money and then seemingly just writing it off with this swap deal. Because I haven't read anything that says it's money plus McNeil, which is what I would have assumed it was. But it seems like it's just a straight swap, which is weird in 2026 and made even more so by the amount of money we paid for him, like you said. But yeah, I've seen loads of Palace fans saying nailed on Brennan Johnson debut winner, first game of the season. And then I've seen Everton fans nailed on Dwight McNeil debut winner for Palace.
Well, imagine if it was Dwight McNeil who finally broke the Everton curse and we get a win against them.
I'd love it.
But it's, I guess, I don't know enough about these rules. maybe we'll need to get a specialist on at some point to talk to us about this, but Carl put up the algorithm for how the calculation works, and I was just like, fuck that, I've got too much going on in my life. And it's like, I guess on the way football is accounted for, it's not quite a write-off because of how the players behave on paper, I guess, especially in relation to the SCR rules and whatever. I don't know. It does look like we've just written off a load of money to the naked eye. But it was also, we wouldn't have done it if we didn't think that he was also a complete write-off.
Yeah.
In the playing sense. Like, I'm sure if Sage had seen anything in him, he would have probably put his foot down his head. No, I want to keep him.
Yeah.
And it doesn't appear to have done that. So
no, and I mean the couple of friendlies that I saw him play in didn't look good. Like, you know, against Bromley. I mean, the Bromley game was a weird one anyway, but you're like, you should be dominating Bromley. Not to slag off Bromley, but you should be. And you look shit, to be honest. So like you say, I think Sage obviously sees him every day, knows what he can't do, whether he can fit the system or not. I don't think he's obviously that fussed about him if he's letting him go.
Yeah, very, very strange. But it did get us thinking of some of Palace's worst transfers of all time.
You're probably multitasking right now, right? Commuting, working out, crossing things off your list. Worth asking when check in on yourself landed on it. Grow makes the booking part fast. The rest is between you and a therapist who actually gets it. Grow connects you with thousands of high-quality licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. The therapist you want takes your insurance on Grow. Grow accepts over 125 insurance plans. Sessions average $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/start now today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/start now. growtherapy.com/start now. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Why can't we get AI to production? Our competitors are already. How do we keep data secure? When do we actually see ROI? All this talk about AI, but talk doesn't transform businesses. AWS AI cuts through the noise, making AI easier to securely deploy and scale. With ready-to-use agents and the broadest set of AI tools and services, you can build, buy, or partner your way. Stop overthinking. Start building. AWS AI is how.
So I had a little chat with some people, and we've come down with 3 that are probably pound for pound our worst. And then you can pile in with some others after. So we've got Clive Allen. So a couple of them are kind of old. So Clive Allen, 1.25 million. And 1.46 million was the British transfer record at the time. So very, very close to being the transfer record. We finished bottom, and he was, by all accounts, awful. Scored the ghost goal as well. Was it a Coventry?
Coventry, yeah.
But yeah, so I think Carl was saying it's like signing a £110 million player now and finishing bottom of the league. It'd be pretty disastrous.
Yeah, not great.
Marco Gabbiadini in a similar vein, 1.8 million. Our then record transfer, 5th highest fee ever paid by an English club at the time. 4 months later, he's gone for 1 million after failing to replace Ian Wrights. And then a bit more in our zone, Valerian Ismail.
Yeah.
Bought for 2.75 million, a then club record again, and sold 3 months later for 1.5 million.
Yeah. Getting mugged off by
career.
He did. Yeah, I mean, he got mugged off by Cole Leaburn and then fled the country.
Didn't Cole Leaburn get a hat trick in that game or something?
I think we definitely lost 3-0. I think he got 2. But I remember that game. I was obviously at the time pretty excited. We got a French guy, and then quickly was like, "Why have we got this French guy?"
But yeah, so went on. Did he play for Bayern Munich or
he did?
Dortmund
Yeah,
or something?
He played for Bayern. Yeah,
yeah, crazy.
Somehow.
Yeah. So go on. Who are some terrible transfers that stick out in your mind?
Well, the name that always comes up to me in any of these terrible player questions is Jordan Much.
100%.
Just that's my go-to answer, because I mean I think he costs like 5 million or 6 million, which obviously these days is like not much, but at the time I was like, oh, he must be pretty good, and he was fucking terrible, and like, he was sort of written off as well. He just kind of disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah, and what's also about him now, like we always talk about signing the right characters and everything like that,
yeah.
that fit the ethos and everything, and he was just a cunt as well.
He did not fit
to boot. He did not. So Neil Emblem, pretty rough.
Oh yeah,
paid a lot of money for him as well. Didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Isaac Zohar came with a big reputation, captain of his country and all that.
Yeah, he was pretty shit, wasn't he?
Missed a penalty on Boxing Day, went home for Christmas, never came back.
That's it. God, I guess Akinbaye usually gets mentioned in these, isn't he? Because he cost a fair bit when we bought him, and he was just a bit of a lump.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's on my list here. Michele Palavano.
Yeah.
1 goal away at Leicester. Decent whack salary. I think he's in prison now for drug dealing.
Yeah, he certainly was in prison. Hope he's doing all right.
Neil Ruddock.
I hate Neil Ruddock.
Couldn't even get shorts to fit him.
He's maybe the only Palace player that I've like legitimately hated.
Scott Flinders. Paid £1 million.
£1 million for him, yeah.
Yeah.
Paid the same amount as we did for Nigel Martin.
Butter Flinders, there's lots of.
Yeah, he was. He was sort of one where I was like, because Peter Taylor bought him, didn't he? And he was like, oh, he's a really brilliant young goalkeeper of the future. And then pretty quickly you were like, he's not the goalkeeper of the present, that's for sure.
Edgar Davids.
Yeah.
I mean, free transfer, obviously, but yeah, absolute shocker.
Yeah, shocker.
Got him out of midfield very quickly to left back, and that didn't work out.
Oh, my God. Nightmares about that.
I felt bad for putting this one on there, but Jose Campagna.
Yeah. He ended up having an all right career, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely did. These three are like, well, two, so Elliot Grandin and Florian Marange, I just felt were hard done by.
Yeah, absolutely not their fault.
One of them didn't even get named in the 25.
They made the mistake of getting embroiled in the Palace circus under Ian Holloway.
But then, of course, that season had Jimmy Kebe and Jerome Thomas as well. We were
fucking hell,
Jesus,
just throwing darts at a board then, weren't we?
And beautifully Jack Hunt as well. Poor guy got injured the right back.
Yeah, like periodically, I'll be watching like Football League highlights, and then Jack Hunt's name will come up. Like, that can't be him. And then I Google it and I'm like, yeah, that's him.
Yeah, it's him. Yeah, I think it was at Sheffield Wednesday for a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm actually going to look. Well, I'm going to do my usual whilst we're recording. I'm going to Google where he is now. I think it's just because he was injured the whole time with us. In my head, half of me is like, we must have retired. I know he didn't.
No,
he plays for York.
When he got minutes. York, yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like Stoke in there at any point?
So he went Sheffield Wednesday, Bristol City, which I don't remember. Sheffield Wednesday again, Bristol Rovers. So he did both Bristol teams. Stockport, Wigan, York.
Stockport, not Stoke. I knew there was a STO in there somewhere.
There you go.
Steve Mandanda.
Steve. Yeah, that was a weird one.
Good player, wrong time.
Yeah.
In the Alexander Sorloth bracket.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of money on Sorloth.
We did. At least we got some money back for him, I suppose. I didn't really rate him.
But he then he's gone on and had a really good career.
Yeah.
So, again, another one. Right player, wrong time. Bamford.
I couldn't stand him.
Another character that didn't fit.
No, definitely didn't.
I've got a bit of abuse for this one from a friend of the pod, Chris Waters, but Sir Gyro Riedewald. Spent a lot of money on him.
Oh, he's the most expensive player liaison we've ever had. Ended up just like accompanying the youth team across the road to the training ground on like 60 grand a week.
No, wasn't it accompanying them onto the pitch against Burnley under Frank de Boer? Who was it? Did Lakilo play that day?
Yeah, I think he did. God.
Crazy. Oh, that was actually our best performance under de Boer as well, wasn't it? And just actually unlucky not to win that one. Max Meyer, big wages.
Yeah.
Didn't really reached the heights we expected.
No. Until the day he was released, I was still like, he's going to come good, guys. He wasn't going to come good.
Nathan Ferguson had to pay, being court battles over him.
Bloody hell. And then just giving him contracts because we felt a bit bad.
Luke Plange.
He cost $1 million, didn't he?
Another £1 million. Ebby away.
He plays for Crawley now, I saw. He was playing for Crawley in the Cup last week.
Yeah, he played a part in an incredible goal that they scored. Lovely passing move. It was finished off by a player that Crawley signed from Juventus.
What?
Yes, exactly. What?
Hell.
Football's gone mad.
It has.
And I've got two more. Ahamada. Not really given a chance.
No.
Much of a chance, but also probably wasn't it. And then big Rob Holding.
Oh. Fucking hell. He was like our mascot in America in the end, wasn't he? So it just went out on the American tour and just said, I would just stay here. Don't need to come back.
Not coming back.
I wonder,
there you go.
I wonder if Rob Holding, I'm going to look this up as well. I wonder if Rob Holding actually has played games for Colorado. He has. Because I was like, it wouldn't surprise me if he finally got his move to the MLS that he was pining for and then just got injured. But he's played 20 games for him.
I was looking up Marco Gabbiadini earlier, and he actually went and flopped at Paninos as well. So
did he?
Should be really hated by the HF. They should have an anti-Gabbiadini ban. Yeah, apparently went out there, did a settle in, came back very quickly. He went to Stoke. I think that's what it might have been.
Yeah.
Stoke was in my head. So then, additional players out. We've released Nathaniel Klein.
Yeah.
We're not going to go into 2027 with 52-year-old Nathaniel Klein playing right.
Sad.
Yeah. What a servant for the club, though.
Oh, brilliant. And the little sort of video thing they did of him looking back at old footage and Eagle Skankers dancing, celebrations and all that sort of shit. It was great. I really like Nate. I know Albert's going to be gutted because Albert's every other month was like, let's just put Klein in. Can't do that anymore.
Okay, so I mean, we've had Danny Imray go to Wrexham for $5-ish million. That's apparently good for SCR. Apparently, so I'm told.
Great.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I always thought that he'd come fully through our youth team. But looking him up, I hadn't realised we signed him from Chelmsford City.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll do well for Wrexham. West Brom, I've got a mate who supports West Brom. He really liked him. I just think we talked about all the right wing backs we've been bringing in. Like at 23, he's not going to do it, is he, for us? So to get $5 million for someone that's never played for Palace's first team is pretty good going. Yeah.
And it's apparently a position that Wrexham are screaming out for as well. So he's definitely going to go there and be a first teamer. So good luck to him. Owen Goodman is following in Julian Sprodi's footsteps and has gone to play for Dundee on loan.
He has got a clean sheet on the weekend against Aberdeen, I think. Good loan for him. That I think he'll do well there. Good player.
Yeah, he's someone I do see getting in the team in the future because obviously it happens a lot later for goalkeepers usually. So
yeah, I mean he's still really young, and technically they can say he's a World Cup goalkeeper. He didn't play, but he went.
Hindalo Mustafa. In the time since we recorded the last pod, has signed for Wigan on loan, has then had his loan at Wigan terminated, and now he's gone to Notts County.
Who are in the same division as well. Yeah, weird. I feel a bit for him because last year was the Nuremberg and then cut short, and then West Brom, where he was never going to get in the team. And then Wigan, where he's played pre-season, and then all of a sudden is now back and then out again. Don't know if it's a him thing. I don't know if the loans that we put him in were just not the right moves, which is quite possible. Hopefully he'll do well at Notts County, because he had a year, I guess a couple of years now, when he was playing for the 21s. He looked brilliant. Yeah. And you sort of wanted him then to get a loan, much like Ozzo did, and just like, okay, push on, do really well. He just hasn't been able to. So hopefully this Notts County loan will actually get him games, because I think he can do quite well.
Well, after drinking at Notts County's ground at Forest away last season, maybe he's heard that it's surrounded by paddle courts and he likes paddle or something. So
that's what it is. That's what he needs.
Keep him occupied.
Yeah.
when he's not at training. And of course, the big transfer of the summer out has been Maxence Lacroix to Chelsea.
Maxence Lacroix, yeah.
Yeah, Maxence Lacroix. He's no longer Max or Pastor Max or Max.
No, none of that.
None of that.
Instant unfollow. Not having any Chelsea rubbish on my Instagram follow list.
I mean, look, I loved him at Palace. Did an incredible job. Great leader. I do think he's limited, and I don't think he's the worst player in the world that we could have lost from our team. You know, there's plenty of other players I would have put above him from the list that I wouldn't want to lose. And I'd worry about him in a 2. I don't know if Chelsea are going to play a 3. If they're going to play a 2, I'd worry about him a little bit. But like, put him along the side, you know, in his announcement video just before it shows him for the first time. It's Desai. I'm just like, that's bold.
No pressure, mate. Bloody hell.
Of course, it's showing French centre backs that they've had, but like, God, I'd be like, oh Jesus, yeah. But.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he did. Like, again, with that SCR, whatever, I was hoping we'd get more money, but I was basing that purely off Tottenham buying the Brighton guy for the same amount who was in the last year. I mean, I suppose, like, rationally, if you say, well, we bought him for 18, I think, and we're selling him for 52, that's a massive profit in 2 years. And in those 2 years, we've won 3 cups. So what more can you ask, really? But yeah, it would be interesting.
2 cups and a saucer, mate. 2 cups and a
2
saucer.
cups and a saucer. You're right.
I mean, everything Chelsea and Spurs and all them lot are doing these days all seem triggery pokery with finances.
Definitely.
And because hasn't a Spurs player gone the other way to Brighton, like a Spurs youth player, for a lot of money?
Yeah. But they're doing it to the market as well, obviously, because you see Chelsea bought Lacroix for 52, and a report came out today saying they want 50 million for Delap. Fuck off, mate. But I wouldn't put it past another team, probably in the Premier League, paying it. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see. But no, I mean, I can't wish him good luck because he's gone to Chelsea. So
yeah, absolutely not.
Although I did a lovely moment during the World Cup with after the England-France game with loads of them all in a huddle with him leading a prayer. Nice to see so many like Palace adjacent players, you know, just there in such a, you know, marquee game. It was the game of the World Cup. It was just unbelievable.
Guess which game I didn't watch?
The only one, right? Where's it, both your homelands? Like,
I know. I honestly, like, I watched more of the World Cup than I thought I would because I don't normally watch that much. But I was like, I was doing something. I can't remember what it was. I didn't watch it, and then I looked at my WhatsApp group, and one of them had like 200 messages. I was like, oh, either there's been loads of goals, or England have been absolutely pumped, and everyone's pissed off. And I looked, and I was like, it was 6-4, wasn't it, in the end?
Yeah.
I was like, fucking hell, I've like watched 3 games in this bloody tournament. There haven't been a fucking shot.
Yeah, no, but good. I actually enjoyed the World Cup. I thought it was a really good World Cup.
I was a lot more invested with the amount of players we had in it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like that helped me, but it was all right.
Yeah, so obviously my son probably won't remember it, but at 4, I don't think he'll remember it as his first World Cup. It will probably be the next one. But he's got really into like, there's like a digital sticker album, and he's got really into that. What's kind of cool, it does historic stickers. So once you get the sticker, you can see all of their Panini stickers from past World Cups. I didn't realise Sar's already been to 2 World Cups. That was his third World Cup. Yeah. Yeah, you just don't. we never followed Palace in the World Cup. All of a sudden, we've got like players everywhere in the World Cup, and he's another one who had a brilliant World Cup.
Yeah,
and his team really cocked it up.
Yeah,
and then he almost equalised right at the end of that game as well after they turned it around. But no, I really enjoyed it. Liked getting up in the morning, just watching the highlights, not having to watch, full 90 minutes of terrible games and whatever. watch the game before bed, and then watch the highlights the next day. Yeah, really enjoyed it. But I think probably the best team over the tournament won. Just about. I mean, it looked like France were going to blow everyone away early. I mean, Elise and Mbappe link up was just
mad,
scary. But
I'm glad. I mean, even though he didn't play much towards the end of it, we've still got a World Cup winner, haven't we, in Pino? So that's quite fun.
Yeah, it's a shame because he could. Yeah, at least it's not a shame because at least it wasn't a broken collarbone in the end.
Yeah,
because that would have been worse. So at least he's coming back now. Right, and I think we'll finish on the kits. The kits have been released. We'll start with the home kit. So obviously 50-year anniversary of the sash. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I quite like it. I was getting ready to not like it at all. I think there'd been like a picture of someone had seen it, and it's folded and wrapped up in cellophane. And I was like, oh, there's just a bit too much, bullshit all over it. I just want a plain sash. But then when they showed the whole kit, I was like, oh, I actually quite like it. I don't know if I was annoyed that I wasn't annoyed. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit jarring. I know we did it in the 2000s in a kit that I only ever think of Nicky Carl wearing when we had a white sash kit as our home kit. It's a bit jarring, but I quite like it. What about you?
I actually love it. I really, really do. I love like the way it kind of the old school kind of, the way it's printed all over the shirt looks like very, very old school. I can't find the picture now, but the other day I was looking through pictures on my phone of something else, and I stumbled across what was a concept kit that someone had done from 2016, which looks very, very similar. And Steve Parish has history of this, of like storing things on his phone, obviously, that people do as concept kits, and then a few years later they turn up as kits. So I'll have to try and dig it out again, and I'll put it up on socials. But yeah, it was very sort of similar, like the sash having all the thin lines through it. But no, I think it looks great. I think it looks a lot like the one from 76 as well. Obviously used the badge. It's 2 seasons running now. What is this small fucking crest thing?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's like really annoying.
It feels. Yeah. I guess last year's because it was like, oh, they want to fit it in the stripe, which is weird.
Yeah.
But with the sash, I'm like, why have you done it again? It is weird.
The cynic in me says it's a cost-saving exercise.
If you want that central midfielder, you're getting a small fucking badge.
Exactly. And then thoughts on the away kit?
I don't like all the feathers. I know it's funny. We sort of say this every year when you look at like the kit's release and you look at the polarizing love and hate of it. But I was just like, I will say it looks better when you watch it on telly or when you're watching the players actually playing in it, because you can't see, it just looks like a black kit. But like the eagle head in the middle and all the feathers, I just don't like it at all. I don't get it. But then some people think that's brilliant.
I honestly think it's one of the worst kits we've ever had.
It's just
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
It's like, yes, it's over the top. and basic at the same time. And I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's just like, it feels like it belongs in the era of kits.
Yeah.
It's just dreadful. I have found the concept kit that I was talking about, so I'll have to share that. And,
I think friend of the pod, Miserable Dave, about the away kit with the feathers and shit all over it, was like, it's like a t-shirt that's made by like Armani, but you find it in TK Maxx because it's just shit and no one wants it.
Oh my goodness. I remember as a kid, I had one older cousin and he always was wearing like Rascal Moschino stuff and whatever. And he had a pair of Moschino. I said Moschino. I think Moschino is technically right, isn't it? I don't know. We always used to say Moschino as kids. And it was like a jeans, which were the sky. It was like a blue sky with clouds on it. And just being like, you know, so jealous and like wanting them so bad when I was like 8. Yeah, maybe that's next. Someone to go nuts at Coventry and be sky blue, like
the clouds, man.
Clouds, yeah. Talking to Coventry, I saw a Coventry fan ranking Premier League atmospheres today, with the caveat that most of what he was doing was like, I haven't actually been there, but. Yeah. And he ranked Coventry as the 10th best atmosphere in the Premier League. Amused me.
Oh.
Put us at 5th. Put Man City at 2 ahead of Man United.
Okay.
Very, very bizarre. I think there needs to be, not on us because we've established ourselves now, there needs to be a heavy tax on people buying equipment to record videos. Not us though. We're fine.
Not us.
We've been doing this for a long time now.
Yeah, we've been talking shit for almost a decade.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, I think that'll do us.
Cool.
Ease ourselves back in.
Indeed.
New season fast approaching, so I think we'll be back next week, normal time, to build up to Everton.
I can't believe it's that soon.
You're going, right? We're going.
I am. Yep.
Yeah. Because I didn't do the game there last season, so I need to tick the ground off. So.
Same.
Yes, and then I think the following week we all become Tromso fans as well. I mean, assuming they win their second leg, they're 5-0 up from the first leg, and then they will play Brighton in the final qualifying round of the Conference League.
Brighton have got to win that fucking tournament.
They do.
That's really the long and short of it.
So Carl was at their stadium to see Roma on the weekend. And he said he heard a lot of Brighton fans talking about that, saying, like, if we don't win it, we'll never hear the end of it.
Correct.
That is correct. But as we found, like, you know, Fredrikstad was probably the trickiest game that we faced in that whole tournament, really, if you think. But still, like, remember what my stomach was like when Mateta missed and they broke away and went up the other end. The guy pinged it just over the crossbar.
Everything could have been very, very different from that.
We would have went out. Like, we were dead on our feet. The players they were just much fitter than us at that point.
Yeah.
And, I think we would have lost in extra time if that had happened. And instead we go on and win it. Crazy. Yeah, so back next week, normal time. And just before we do sign off, would like to say fly high to Danny Innes, who passed away this week, who very prominent Palace fan from 10, 15 years ago, was very, very supportive of myself when I started doing my blog back in the day, and was a really nice guy, had a lot of time for people, and I know a lot of people have been touched by his passing way too soon as well. So fly high, Danny, and until next time, up the Palace.
AI is transforming sales, support, and every customer interaction in between. But too often, you're sold a different AI agent for every job. That changes with Finn. Finn is a single customer agent that works across the entire customer journey. From qualifying sales leads to resolving support issues, Finn works across teams, carrying context from one conversation to the next. Meet the agent making perfect customer experiences possible at Finn.ai.
Join me, Monica Reinagel, for a live taping of the Nutrition Diva podcast in Washington, D.C. On Wednesday, August 19th, we are gathering at the beautiful Friends of the National Arboretum to dive into the science of hydration. We're kicking the evening off with the sunset yoga session, followed by the live podcast recording and an open Q&A. So bring your most burning nutrition and hydration questions. Come for the yoga, come for the show, or do both. A huge thanks to our friends at Liquid IV for making this night possible and keeping us hydrated all evening long. Spots are limited. Grab yours and RSVP now at nutritiondivadc.com.
Hey, there are people winning real cash while they're sitting in traffic right now.
Lucky Hands.
LuckyHands.com. No trip to a casino, just games, daily rewards, popular fish tables, and a chance to redeem real cash prizes. Get a 300% welcome offer bonus when you use code CLOVER.
Sweet coins all through the land. Calling out, come join the fam. Lucky Hands.
No purchase necessary. 18 plus. Void where prohibited. Full terms apply. See what everyone's talking about. Play today at LuckyHands.com. Your luck is in your hands.